This video is brought to you by theskillmodeler.com. Hey guys, welcome back to this new unboxing of the BMW i8 by Revell. The box contents are of course a instruction manual, but that's not really important. A nice decal sheet is always good to have. It has a blackout decal for on the front, so you don't have to paint that, and some blue for on the side skirts and the rear bumper as well. A wide variation of number plates, even some American number plates, Californian in this case, the rear view mirror, and a decal for on the windshield. Also pretty important, some BMW logos and some great details for in the dashboard and interior, so you don't have to paint those yourself. Now moving on to some clear parts. The first big letdown for me is that the fog area is not really that great on the engine cover, even though the rest of the parts look totally fine, but the engine cover is a bit on the faded outside, so almost not doable, but I'll manage and it'll be okay. And then the first absolutely big real letdown, but I don't really know if you can call it a letdown if it's expected, are of course the wheels. They look fine without the tires, but then you get these skinny bicycle tires and they are a bit too fat, so they look like this. It's not good. So these will need to be changed to some aftermarket wheels, which was planned of course, but that will come in the build in a couple of months time or a couple of weeks. Not sure on when that will happen, but I will of course change the wheels. Now moving back to a plus point, the wheels are one part instead of the 2 or 3 parts they used to do, and they have a sort of male fitment, but I'm not really sure on how that's going to work yet, and I'm probably not going to find out as I'm not using these. And the rest of the chrome parts look pretty good, some nice headlight buckets and the chrome for around the lungs. Now that those parts are covered, it's time to move on to the other 2 bags that are in the kit. The first one on the pile contains some chassis parts and a fantastic dashboard. This is really futuristic and it looks pretty accurate to my first sightings on this, and not much to complain. The rear bumper is a 2-part rear bumper, which makes it easy to apply the decals that I showed in the decal sheet, the blue ones, or you can paint those or put some other decals on it. And there is a sort of engine cover and trunk in there with 2 separate parts, which could have gone without if you ask me, and a phenomenal looking steering wheel. I absolutely love it. And the next part is one with a headliner aired rear view mirror, which mounted onto there, and a sort of fabric molded into the headliner, which could have been without, but doesn't look too bad, and with a bit of paint it could be fixed. The doors, it's for some it's a fantastic feature. For me it's a no-no, as I do not like opening doors on a model kit, and especially on this kit it's either opened or closed, which you have to decide while building. You need to paint the insides of the doors, and that's pretty easily done. And if you don't want the doors to be opened, you can glue them shut by cutting off the tabs on the top. Next through is some interior parts, some side skirts, and some brakes. These brake discs look kind of weird due to the drilling pattern, but I guess that's what the car has, so that's what they used. The trunk, which will be either opened or closed, and you can keep it open with these gas struts, which is a really nice detail for them to add in, and a fantastic looking center console as well. For the detail junkies out there, this is an absolutely dime of a kit. The interior has so many separate parts, which makes it a lot easier to detail it out as much as you want, and it makes it a lot easier to make it look good. The door cards come with a couple of separate pieces. As far as I know, there is 3 I've seen so far, and the main part of the interior is also in a couple different pieces. The seats are separate, the rear seats are separate, the center console is separate, so a lot of detailing that can be done without too much hassle. Some nice looking rear view mirrors, and these were the separate parts for the door cards I was talking about. Also some very nice looking seats in 2 parts with a separate backing to them, which has to be glued on of course, but makes it easier if you want to paint it or apply some carbon fiber decals. Now another small point I would have liked to seen is that the grille in the front bumper would have been separate and the lungs would have been separate, as if you're not going for a black car, the lungs have to be masked off and painted again. Next sprue contains some body parts, the flaps that go on top from the roof next to the engine, and some chassis components, which are probably very well thought out, as this is just like the Tamiya Lexus LFA. It can be built with a separate rolling chassis and the body next to it, so of course all the parts are very nicely detailed, finished off, and can turn into a fantastic display piece. Now the chassis, for the guys that didn't know already that this was a BMW, they put that in writing onto the chassis and they molded the engine all in one, but all the details are there, so you can do with a bit of detail painting to make it look fantastic. And this is the licensing by BMW I was talking about. Easily sanded off, but could have gone without. And of course it's a Revell kit, if you didn't know that as well already. So just to get a bit of a better look at this, I took out the body and I came across a couple of points I would have wanted to see improved, as some of these panel lines are really shallow and could have been deeper, but yeah, of course that's easily fixed, but it would have been nice if they were a bit deeper so you didn't have to do that much to them. Especially this gas cap is not too deep, but again, easily fixed, not a big problem. I'm just picking out some small points, as I can't really find any big ones for them, or at least for me to hate on right now. This is of course where you have to put that vent in, and of course again some of the panel lines not really that deep. Now just to give you a better impression of what it looks like, I cut out some parts and fit them together to give you a general overview of the body. This is of course the vent, but then in place, so you can see what it looks like. And I found a small warp on the door, but with a bit of heat and some small bending, that's easily fixed, not a big problem. And these are of course the flaps you can just put on there and they make it look finished. So just for some fun, I decided to put some 20-inch Aoshima BBS LM wheels on there just to see how they fit. They could go with a 21 or 22 inch easily, but 20 inches fits nicely in there. Just to sum it up, here are some of my letdowns. The wheels are too small and the tires are too fat. The fogged edge could have been a bit more foggy on the clear parts, and the panel lines could have been a bit deeper, and they think we're stupid because we obviously don't know it's a Revell kit and a BMW car. Plus points, pretty much the complete kit. Everything in there is super detailed, and there are loads of parts to turn this into a super detailable build. This kit is now available on thescalemodeler.com along with Zero Paints, Scale Production, and C1 Model products. As always, check us out on Facebook to keep updated on in-between projects. Questions or suggestions, post a comment down below or shoot me an email. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys next time.